This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Use the code AFTV for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com.
AFTV Mo, I don't know how we're still in the tie, because we're still in it. With one away goal. Probably don't deserve to be in the tie. It was such a poor performance for a semi-final by Arsenal.
Yeah, poor selection, poor performance, poor refereeing, and that's how we're in it still. A combination of Unai Emery being Unai Emery. I feel like, he's got a way of defeating himself and the referee.
Yes, they were so on top, weren't they?
They were, and when he took off Paco at half-time for Coquelin, I thought to myself, wow, you're sending the wrong message to your team. That first half went as well as you could have possibly hoped for. And surely as a football manager, you think things are going so well. All I want to try and do now is elongate how well it's going. And to make that change so soon, I thought just would put Arsenal in the ascendancy. And I felt like that actually gave me hope at halftime. I thought that was potentially him getting in his own head a little bit. And that in addition, because I do think we were much better in the second half, and I think that was down to his substitution partly, but also the referee giving us an absolute gift. Because let's be completely honest, never a penalty.
Yeah, I thought it was a soft penalty. I thought if anything, maybe Saka kicked his. We've seen a lot of those this season where the player, although I saw it from another angle, and it looked like possibly the defender's knee may have caught Saka before that. So, but yeah, definitely. Listen, if that's given against us, I'm losing it.
Yeah, listen, if that's Harry Kane against Arsenal in a North London derby for a last-minute penalty and they go and win the game, you think any of us are turning up saying that's a penalty? We've got to be objective.
No.
Bukayo Saka played to the weaknesses of officiators because, we see it all the time. How the hell with VAR they can give that as a penalty baffles me. But if there's any team, and we saw it recently with the VAR league table that got sort of like circulated on social media recently, Arsenal have had the worst luck with VAR out of any team in the league this season. So I know it's a different competition, but I'm just saying as an Arsenal fan who watches every single Arsenal game, I'll take the VAR luck wherever the hell we can get it because we need it badly. Our players aren't doing us any favours. Our manager isn't doing us any favours. Our owner isn't doing us any favours. VAR hasn't been doing us any favours. Wherever we can get the flipping favour, I'll take it. We've got VAR trying to do us a favour. We've got Daniel Ek trying to do us a favour. Wherever we can get the VAR, wherever we can get the luck, I'll take it. And what I would say to Daniel Ek, who's obviously trying to buy Arsenal, you're probably going to fail with your attempts to buy Arsenal. Why don't you apply for the soon-to-be vacant manager's position? Maybe that will get you in the club.
Well, do you, I know you've been casting a lot of doubt over Arteta recently. The decision tonight to play without a striker, a false number 9, when I just can't, I was just chatting to Pippa a minute ago and she was saying to me, there was one game this season when we played with I don't even remember what that game is. I just don't remember us ever playing with a false number 9. Why now in a semi-final of a competition that you have to win to save the season, and you're not up against a bunch of mugs, you're up against a quality team in Villarreal. Why experiment now? It just didn't make any sense.
It's funny, like honestly, I'm beyond getting like agitated by his decision making because I don't expect him to make sensible decisions. Now I expect some ridiculous call, and it's so funny. Like, what can you do to avoid playing Martinelli? It's like he's trying to find creative ways of not playing Martinelli. I don't get it anymore. Like, I just, what the hell has Martinelli done to offend him? I really don't know. And it's laughable. It really is absolutely laughable now. But honestly, Robbie, I didn't expect to win today because you never know what to expect with Arsenal. But I didn't expect to win today because Arteta, honestly, it's a really weird one, right? Because when you compare Emery to Arteta, which naturally we will do today, when Emery was, Arsenal manager and things weren't going well for him, there was a lack of control in games. And you could kind of see we're giving the opposition so many chances to get something against us. With Arteta, it's not that. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, he didn't tell him to go and make that mistake. He didn't tell him to give that penalty away. He didn't tell him to miss from 6 yards. And they've been pointing out that actually it's more the players than it is Arteta. But eventually, you've got to look at the manager. And today, we actually got the luck rather than the bad luck. You know, you can't. Now, I would say, well, Arteta didn't tell the referee to go and give a penalty that never was. And, you know, that went in our favour. And we still lost the game. Arteta, unfortunately, has not made Arsenal a team that has got sufficient margin for error to absorb the inevitable errors. And this far on into his managerial career at Arsenal, for me, that's the thing that is my biggest complaint. Because Go for it.
Sorry?
You were going to say
Sorry,
something?
keep going.
Yeah, so listen,
what I was going to say is that, you know, you say, you know, errors from other players, but why didn't he take Danny Ceballos off? I think he should have took him off at half time.
100%.
Just after half time, Ceballos committed a foul, right, where the referee could have sent him off for that one.
Yeah.
And the referee, it's obvious at that stage that the referee's saying, right, next time, bro, see you later.
Exactly. And also,
and he left him on.
You know what referees are like in Europe as well. You know there's less physicality there. You had to have seen that coming. And not only that as well, we saw Man City earlier on in the week play PSG, and Cancelo was on a yellow card. Now, Cancelo is a very, very smart player. Ceballos, I would say that intelligence isn't one of his strong points. He has got that sort of aggression that sometimes, you know, he doesn't know when to rein it in. Pep got it right with Cancelo. He brought him off at the right time for Zinchenko. And Arteta, with a player that's more liable to picking up the yellow, I'd rather trust Cancelo to manage the yellow than I would Ceballos. He didn't make the right call. Decision making. Another decision a decision that he made incorrectly. When Xhaka, he played 2 games as left back. One again was Sheffield United. One of them I can't remember. No. That was his third at left back. So he played 2 games before that, and both of them, I think it was the game against Prague, actually, his second one. And both of them, we said, do you know what? He hasn't come up against a top-class right winger or right-sided forward. And it wasn't really a test. And I looked at the Everton game and I thought, oh, that's his first proper test with Richarlison. How did it go? Didn't go right. People might point to the fact that throughout the game, largely it went okay. Yes, but the point is, you can't rely on it going right 8 out of 10 times. It will cost you. Villarreal so clearly targeted us down the right-hand side, and that's where they got their joy. Another decision by Emery that backfired today, not playing Martinelli. When he came on, Martinelli was really, really good. He offered Xhaka that added protection, and he got himself around the pitch quite a lot, gave us a lot more energy. Another decision that he didn't get right. 3 decisions that he didn't get right, and on top of that, just a really, really abject, poor performance as well. I mean, this is Arteta at the point where he's fighting for his job. And when I say that, I don't think, what I'm not saying is that I think he'll get fired. I think he could get knocked out next Thursday and he won't get fired, because that's the ambition at this club. It's, you know, zero ambition. But really, he should get fired, and Arteta should be fighting for his job, and that's the performance he turns out. And I have to say today, I look at Arteta and I look at our previous incumbent in Emery, and I think to myself, these are managers, to me, at the same caliber. I don't see us, you know, it's been long enough now to judge Arteta, and I don't feel like we have significantly upgraded. Slight upgrade, yes, but not at the level we need.
Before we go there, Daniel Ek, Spotify boss, he's bid, you know, he's put his cards on the table. He wants to buy Arsenal. Would you like to see it happen?
Listen, you know, what really bugs me about this, our fans, maybe it's pure desperation. We don't know anything about what he will do. You know, we don't know nowhere near enough about what he will do with the club. You know, I want to see some, you know, some proper in-depth understanding of what his plans are, what his exit strategy would be, how he's financing the deal. I mean, that, for me, that is the first question. When a new owner wants to buy the club, how are you financing the deal? If he is going to be taking out debt, leveraging Arsenal potentially against, or using that as leverage, then I'm sorry, that's not good enough for me. Because what happens with all these interest payments? Is there any guarantee that that's going to come out of your own pocket, or is that going to be coming out of the club, then eating into our transfer fund? You know, are you going to make a commitment not to take any money out of the club. I want to see Arsenal run, and I know this is a lot to ask, but as a fan, I want to see Arsenal run as a not-for-profit. Whatever you make out of Arsenal gets reinvested. I don't want to see money being taken away. Give us these commitments.
I don't think you're going to get, Mo, you're not going to get somebody pay 1.8 billion or 2 billion pounds for a club and it's not for non-profit.
Well, we've seen it with PSG.
Come on.
No, Robbie, we've seen it with PSG, we've seen it with Man City, we've seen it with Chelsea. They're not making any money.
The sugar daddies, though, those are rarities.
That's fine. I don't care. Arsenal are a rare, wonderful club, and we deserve the best. I don't mind if the owner makes money through capital appreciation, but I do not want him to make money annually taking money out of the club. If the share price goes up because of what you've put into the club and the right decisions you've made, that's absolutely fine by me. Stan Kroenke's made over $1 billion in terms of capital appreciation with Arsenal. I have no qualms. What I had qualms with was when he was taking $3 million out a year for advisory fees. These are the things I want to know. You know, fans, I know we're desperate, but I also, the thing that bugs me, I want to hear from the legends. Show us the respect that we deserve as fans. If there's rumours about you being involved, then all it takes is a one-liner from Patrick Vieira, from Dennis Bergkamp, from Thierry Henry. I get there's confidentiality, there might be NDAs and that sort of stuff that you can't say anything, but just say, I'll always do whatever I can for the club, and yes, if the opportunity comes, just give us a little sign, do something. And also, Robbie, the other thing I'd say as well is that since Patrick Vieira left the club, since Dennis Bergkamp left the club, how much have you heard from them, Arsenal-wise?
Not a lot.
Being pretty silent. Thierry, on the other hand, because he was doing the punditry in England, we did hear from him. I want them to be involved. But if I were to ask you, Robbie, which Arsenal legend do you think has the closest connection with fans and fans trust the most? Who would that be?
Ian Wright.
Ian Wright. Get him involved. He's the one person who I feel like, do you know what? He's one of us. He's the one legend that no matter what happens, his heart is in the right place. He's doing it for the right reasons. And I trust him. I really, really believe in him. So why is he not involved? That's another thing that I want to ask. I personally don't think Daniel Ek's going to be able to prise the club away from Stan Kroenke. So, you know, maybe that's why I'm not excited about it. I would love to see it because I don't think it can get much worse. But I still feel like there's a lot more that, as fans, we need to be asking before we start putting the hands or the power of, owning all of Arsenal into the hands of a new owner. You know, once stung, we need to be a bit more careful next time. So, yeah, that's my 2 pence worth on him. No room for excitement yet.